Only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Today, we have an NFC fighting store. And the Los Angeles Rams. Tyler Loop is out and about ready to send this one away. And here we go from LA. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
McCarthy fires out wide, complete.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. It's on target to Williams. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Big strike downfield to Judy. He doesn't get the chance to add on to that play, but this still has him across the midfield stripe all the way down to the opposing 42. So 20 yards on that play. And the Rams have the first down.
At the 42-yard line.
Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. Well, he connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Again, McCarthy to throw. Caught by the open man. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Brown able to tack on the point after. And the Rams will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Evans set to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10.
Come on. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Daniel's going to throw to get us started. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get him out just before he can move those chains, partner. It's a gain of 9 on 1st down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Ready, set.
Only need about the length of the football, maybe a touch more on his 2nd and inches.
Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's officially in enemy territory now, and they're going to give him the opposing 49. 6-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Washington first down.
First down, Washington.
Ready. Cowboy 80.
They give it to him again. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle. No, that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
Let's go now.
Going to the ground again on first. Quite the turnaround these last two plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get it behind the line.
Such a cool picture right there of shock and shed. That's what these D tackles work on in the league. You got to shock that offensive blocker, you got to shed him, and you got to make that tackle for loss. Well done.
All right, here we go. Second down.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready up.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Short pass brought in. And he's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still brought not enough to avoid third down. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it 40 yards to reset the downs.
Come next. Crack all 80.
Third and one, Daniels. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
I like that right there, Kate. Early in this game, show your cards. Double this guy. They know his ability, his reputation. Make somebody else beat you.
All right, they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. Daniels to throw on fourth. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Dumped off to his running back. It's going to be a short pickup down to the 22. Emmanuel Forbes in on the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
This one's in range, but it gets knocked away. Couldn't connect, and that brings up fourth down. Now there's Tyler Luke for the field goal attempt. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit stays at 7.
You would think the kickers should be automatic from anything inside of 40 yards, but I guess that could serve as a little gentle reminder you can never take any kick for granted. So many things have to go right each time for it to be up and good.
And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. It's a gain of 12 on that one, and that's going to be good for an LA first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Give to Williams from the gun. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Now that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be third down.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Got a man, that's Nakua. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now Jalen Wright gets it for the first time. Still has some space. Ball is down, right, lost it on the hit. But it bounces out of bounds, so they'll retain possession.
You know, Kate, there was a memory burns into my dad, high school coach's memory forever. And that was after winning a game, losing coach comes over and says, Mike, it's sometimes better to be lucky than good. No, my dad was good. In this case, the runner, he was lucky. He was lucky the sideline saved him as that ball bounces harmlessly out of the way.
Here's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He's got it at the 5. And they're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Quick throw left side, complete. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. Brown adds the PAT. And the Rams drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Evans set to kick this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Forced out to his right. Now here he goes. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. So while they're in the huddle, partner, we've arrived at the end of our 1st quarter. The Rams out to an early advantage. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment.
19, Tiger, 19, 10,
Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They start with 2nd and 6.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's across the 20, still going. And he has it all the way down to the 8. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Come on.
They send the tight end in motion. From the red zone on 1st. And he scores. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders make it a 1-score game in the 1st half. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. An extra point is up and through by Luke. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Play action, McCarthy. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. And the Commanders pick this one up. And they will take this down inside the 10. Got the recovery, and now they're going to start with 1st and goal.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Cougar 19.
They're going to throw now, following the turnover. Has it in close. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll try and punch it in.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Cougar 19.
They motion the tight end over. Daniels, 3rd and goal. Catch made. And they stand him up. No breaking through, and the defense holds.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Receiver in motion, going left. Now Daniels on 4th down. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. They had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Oh, there was so much good on that play. Right play call, good route, great throw, Kate. Just needed to make the catch. That's a situation you expect your guys to convert in every time.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Catch made left side by Judy. And they're there to send him out of bounds, but Brock, the damage has been done as he gets him up past the 20. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On play action now, McCarthy. Once more into the hands of Judy. And he's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 15 there. And the Rams have the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards.
Brought down back at the 36-yard line.
McCarthy fires out wide, complete. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
21 yards. That's good for a Rams 1st down.
McCarthy going to keep it himself. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams take a 13-point lead. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. Brown able to tack on the point after. And the Rams double their lead to 14. Here's Evans set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels connects with Fant. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Let's go now. Hot 70, hot 70.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down. Ready for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. We've got 2nd and 4.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 3.
We'll go with a design keeper. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped.
At their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Daniels now on 1st down. This one quickly to Dell. And he is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that 1st down.
And the Washington 1st down.
From the gun, it's Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down.
No surprise to see the quarterback go back to that well. That security blanket that's been his tight end all game long, but finally, this defense has an answer.
Down to the 44-yard line as he nearly picks up the 1st. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
3rd and short, Daniels. He gets it to Fant. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Daniels setting up the play action. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Ready? Press all 80.
To throw again on 2nd down. Daniels hits his running back. He's right up next to that 1st down. Doesn't quite get there. Gain of 9. That brings up 3rd and short.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and inches.
Ready?
They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Daniels. Connects on the crosser. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, and sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders make it a one-score game before halftime. Tank Dell the touchdown. Luke tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
The defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
McCarthy trying again on second down. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Mike Sarah still makes the play. And the Commanders will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Has room down the left sideline. And he takes this one back and in for the Los Angeles pick 6.
Gosh, I love that play on so many levels, Kate. Making the interception already a terrific effort by everybody involved. But to put the cherry on top, to take it all the way back to the house, it required extra effort from everybody, and they get the job done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Rams double their lead to 14. Here's Evans set to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels coming back after that pick.
The first down pass.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Here's Daniels. On the move, headed right. He's running with it. He slides to a stop after a great run, but still not quite enough for that first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice. Practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Has him on the quick hitter, and he'll get them enough for a first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down, and that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Short pass brought in. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down. Tight end in motion left. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Washington first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Rams get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
The Rams take over first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's first and 10 from the 47. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's out of bounds after a gain of about 8, so nice pickup there, 2nd and 2.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable second down.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
We'll go with a design keeper. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down.
Send a pretty clear message to the QB right there on that one. No one fooled for a second as they create the tackle for loss.
Now the Rams trying for the field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that makes this a 3-score game. Here's Evans set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And a nice start here on 1st down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made. 7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Back-to-back carries here. All right, short of marker for the moment, but they've got a 3rd and short coming up from their own 44.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it 40 yards to reset the downs. 31, Daniels. Completed to his running back. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Working quickly here. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this 3rd down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this.
60. Pat the 60. Ready.
Daniels to throw on fourth. He's able to hit Flowers. Caught. And he won't make the marker. They rally to him in time. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
You know, these fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. Second down coming up.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
That one's complete, right side. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger game.
18 rattling. 18 rattling. Panther 11. Panther 11.
From the red zone now. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. Brown adds the PAT. And the Rams make it a 24-point ball game. Here's Evans set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. First and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. He finds Fant. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 36-yard line.
Daniels back to throw. Gets this to Fant. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
Ready. Hawk 70. Hawk. Ready.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Buys time, rolling right. That's caught for the first. Now here he goes, down the right sideline. And they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal here from the 7.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
From the red zone on 1st. Oh, no, they get him yet again. It's a foot race. The 40. Hits the 20. And he's making a house call. Pick 6 for Los Angeles. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it. And it's off the mark. The kick is no good, but I think they can spare a point or two given the size of this lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And he got a touchback.
Okay, ready.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Sending them on the dive. Still has some space inside the 35. And this gets close to the red zone. He is inside the 25. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play.
Let's go. Ready.
Daniels on 1st down. Flushed out of the pocket. He can run it. And he's going to be hit, sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
Daniels from the pistol. Behind the line, he lost that football. But it looks like someone from the Commanders got to that one. They'll keep the football. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Commanders with possession, but they're in a pretty deep hole to start the 4th. Now, can't blame them looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down.
Go!
Desperation time here. And he had it for a second, but unable to hang on. And the possession literally slipped through their fingers as they turn it over on downs. First call here coming from the shotgun. Blown back, gets the handoff. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. They stay on the ground with Williams. Nothing doing here as he only manages a yard.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Play action, McCarthy. Chased out to his right. Catch made right side by Nakua. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's McCarthy to throw. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be 3rd down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Again, McCarthy to throw. Got a man, that's Nakua. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Another throw here for McCarthy. Setting up the screen. Has a lane inside the 25. And he has this all the way down to the 23. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Throwing again now, McCarthy. Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
Well, you don't get the 1st down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Here's Evans set to kick this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10.
Here we go, Scott.
Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go now. Mustang, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. 19 Lions.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Hauled in left side. And they are going to have to face a 3rd down here, but only need a yard at most as this play picks up 7.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Gets his tight end on the... He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out. And it looks like that'll be Rams football.
This is exactly...
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free.
19 tight, 19, go.
Daniels now on 1st down. Forced out to his right. He's keeping it. Escapes the defender. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Pete, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the Nets, the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Escapes out to the left. Into the end zone, but not brought in. It falls incomplete. And will bring up 3rd down.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket and keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
3rd and short, Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
Handoff now out of the gun. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Commanders putting up points in a game decided. The extra point is up and through by a loop. And the Commanders take 7 points off the deficit.
Commanders 21.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And this one bounces into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Set. Cougar 19.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Rams on the favorable end of this blowout.
Let's go now. Check go.
Running for the marker on 2nd. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means third down coming up. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. QB keeping this one, turn into the option on third and short. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Some tough running from the leader of the offense right there. Didn't have a ton of room, but he made it work well enough to move those chains.
McCarthy fires out wide, complete. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's second down.
At the 39-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up second and 3.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Big strike downfield to Judy. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. They've got first down here from the 36.
First down.
They're going to pass it here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're going to be forced to regroup a bit ahead of second down.
It's a 10-yard loss. Brings up second and 20 at the 46-yard line.
Give to Williams from the gun. So make a check in that win column for the Rams. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happened over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
So for Brock Heward and all of our
SB Nation.